Hey everybody, today I just want to do a quick video on a tool I've put together. This is all free, open source. You're welcome to take it and do what you want with it. But essentially what this is this is a wrapper in LabVIEW for what's called Rage. So I can open this up. This is actually the repository. But basically what this is a whole bunch of Rust code for encryption. And what I actually really liked about it was there was very little configuration. It really just works in a specific way. There's not, a million options, et cetera, et cetera. So it's meant to be simple and straightforward, but still, secure using, solid encryption practices and whatnot. So this is actually what I built this on. One thing I wanted to highlight as well is it supports a whole bunch of plugins. So we can also do things like read YubiKeys, TPM modules, post-quantum hybrid plugin. It can do like FIDO2 keys. So there's a whole bunch of other cool tools. As far as this plugin stuff goes, I'm still in the process of mapping, these features. For example, if you wanted to use YubiKeys, this is in the works. It's not done yet. But as far as just, encryption, decryption, generating keys, etc., all of that I do have working. So I can show you, I just have this class set up called LabRAGE. In the private data, there's really not much. We just have the path to Rage and the path to your Rage-keygen. And then we're also storing the standard out and standard error for each command in case you wanted to read that. We kind of have, there's these properties just so you can read standard out and standard error through property notes. But yeah, in our methods, we have different functions. So we can get the version of keygen, we can get the version of rage. We can read the help for keygen or rage, and we also can read a key file. So once we've generated a key file, this will actually read the contents of it, so we can get the time it was created, what the public key is, and what the secret key is. And we just have this simple key generation function. Basically just specify the location where you want the key to be and run it, and it'll generate the key file there. So it's really simple to generate a key. There's really not a lot of configuration options. That's all you really need to do to generate the key. And then in the encryption, we just have an encrypt file function and a decrypt file function. So what this is going to do is you pass in a file to encrypt and your recipient, which your recipient is going to be your key file. It also does work with like an SSH key file as well if you have that. But for this, I'm just showing you using the key you generated using the generate key. You pass that in. And then you also specify the path to the encrypted file. So this isn't actually going to encrypt the file you've specified directly, but it's going to create an encrypted copy of that file under a different extension. That is why I have this delete plain file here. So if you set it to true, it will take your file to encrypt it to whatever you specified in the encrypted file, and then it will delete this plain file, so only the encrypted file still exists. Similarly, when you're decrypting a file, I have the file to decrypt, your key file, and the decrypted file path. So it's just like the other function, right? It's going to generate a new file that is the decrypted version of that file. So if you leave this false, you'll have two files, a encrypted file and a decrypted file. If you select this, it's going to delete the decrypted file, so only the encrypted one exists. So that's pretty much it to using it. There's just this construct function as well. So you can pass in the path to Rage and to the keygen, and then that's actually going to construct the class. So I have a little demo here. We can show this in action. So first thing, I have this initialize function here where we're passing in our path to RAGE and our path to keygen. Next, we're going to generate a key. So I'm just generating a random, file. So in my temporary location, I can show you that, generate temporary file path. So we're just generating a text file, and that's where we're going to be storing our key, is in that text file. So there we get our key. Here we're going to encrypt a file. So I'm actually just generating a temporary text file, and I am writing to that file super secret data just for demo purposes. So I'm taking that, and that's the actual file I want to encrypt. So I'm passing that to my encrypt file function. I'm also passing in my key file. And then lastly, I need to pass in the encrypted file name, which I'm just generating another temporary text file for. So yeah, basically I get a temporary key file, a temporary encrypted file, and a temporary decrypted file. I also have the true set to delete plain file, so it will actually delete this file after I've encrypted it. And then I'm just going to decrypt the file. So I'm passing in the file to decrypt, my key file, and I'm generating a temporary file where I'm going to store my now unencrypted data afterwards. And then I'm just going to open that new file, read the contents. And we should get back the same text here. If we don't, then something went wrong in the mix. But yeah, that's pretty much it, right? It's really just these 4 functions, and that's all you need to do for encrypting and decrypting files of pretty much any kind. So yeah, let's run this, and the text will be displayed here. So we'll run this. And there, we get our super secret data. So yeah, this is a file that's generated just for inserting the decrypted information, and we got back our original text. So we were successful. So yeah, that's pretty much it. A really simple just file encryption and decryption utility. Like I said, it's really mostly just these 4 functions is all you need. Really simple. There are some other utility functions in here as well that you can use. And like I said, one of the things that I'm working on at the moment is basically just building all of these plugins into the API as well, so that we can do stuff like read YubiKeys, work with TPM modules, etc. So I think this will be a big win once we can get all of this implemented. But for right now, if you're looking for just a really simple way to just encrypt and decrypt files securely using a good, modern encryption, decryption standard, LabRAGE is a good tool. So if you're interested in this, you want to play with it, or you want to try to modify it yourself, this is available in my GitLab. If you just go to the description in the video, the link is there. So you're welcome to do what you want with this. Also, if you want to help me kind of get some of these plugins mapped, feel free to make a pull request and make whatever changes you think. But yeah, I'm in the process working on mapping these other functions so we can have even better support through this library. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Canon Controls is your gateway to mastering LabVIEW. Dive into programming for data acquisition, industrial communications, and manufacturing automation. Explore how to enhance your projects with cybersecurity best practices. Join the journey to elevate your skills and secure your systems with every episode.